It's still looking a lot like Christmas here at Christ the King. That's because the church is still telling the Christmas story. We celebrated the birth of Christ, to be sure, but now we need to hear what the birth meant. We need to see how others searched for God and discovered him in the presence of the Christ child. It will take place through the celebration of the Epiphany in one way today, where we hear the Gospel of Matthew, the only one that tells the story of the Magi. And it's Matthew's intent to show that right from the beginning of Christ's life, the message of the good news was offered to all. Some would accept and some would reject, but it was to be offered nonetheless. Today is not simply a remembrance of the journey of the Magi. It's also an opportunity to reflect on our own journey and the assistance that we have had in the ongoing journey of faith. It's really a journey that never really ends in this life. Our quest to see God at work in our lives and in the lives of others goes on and on and on. One focus for our reflection on the Feast of the Epiphany could well be the presence of a, quote, star in our own lives, something that points us to the presence of Christ. Not necessarily a star in the heavens, but whatever it is that helps us to recognize Christ's presence in our lives and in the lives of others. For most, our star, that thing that helps us to experience Christ, is not a thing at all, but other people. For me and for many, the star takes the form of other people whose simple faith and trust in God helps me to recognize the reality of God in the world. Far more eloquent than any sermon I give or listen to is the testimony others give with their lives. They are my stars. They help me to find Christ. Talk with people who are dying and see how their faith in an afterlife can light up the reality of death more brilliantly than any star. Listen to individuals who are having real personal problems of one sort or another, and yet they have a faith and hope in God's power and love that can often take your breath away. Indeed, there are times when the star appears to be hidden, when God does not seem visible. While sometimes others may not offer us the experience of God's love and forgiveness, oftentimes the cloud that blocks the star is of our own making. The block often takes the form of anger or pride or insensitivity that prevents me from making progress in my faith journey. It seems at times that I'm never going to make it to the stable. Sometimes our cloud is one of refusing to believe that God can love me for the person that I am. I can't believe that Jesus would even want me at the stable. Yet he does. He welcomes shepherds and kings, Jew and Gentile. All are welcome. Today, look for your star. It is there within you, even when it is hidden by our selfishness and sin. It's a star that helps us to discover the reality of a God who became one of us so that we might become more like him. In some cultures, Epiphany is the day for gift giving, not Christmas. Perhaps we can spend a few moments thanking God for the gifts that he has given us in the people he has brought into our lives, who have helped point the way to the presence of Christ in our midst.